We started out like any other couple, full of dreams and promises. We were high school sweethearts, the kind of story people write books about. We built a life together, brick by brick. We celebrated triumphs, big and small, and we held each other through the tough times. I genuinely thought we were growing together, that our roots were intertwining, making us stronger. But I was wrong. Somewhere along the way, a distance began to form, a quiet, subtle gap that I couldn't quite put my finger on. It started with her phone. It was always in her hand, her face illuminated by the screen, a small, secret smile playing on her lips. When I'd ask who she was talking to, she'd just say, "Oh, just a friend from work." I trusted her. Why wouldn't I? We had a history, a family, a home. The thought of her betraying that trust felt impossible. But the late-night texting became more frequent. The work friend started to have a name, Alex. I started to feel like a ghost in my own home. I'd talk about my day, about our kids, about our future plans, and her eyes would be distant, her responses automatic. She was physically present, but her mind, her heart, they were somewhere else. The laughter we used to share was replaced by a heavy silence. The easy intimacy we once had felt forced, like she was just going through the motions. I was living with a stranger. One evening, I tried to talk to her about it. I sat her down and said, "Honey, I feel like you're pulling away. Is everything okay? Are we okay?" She got defensive immediately. "I'm just tired," she'd say. "Or you're being paranoid." She made me feel like I was the one with the problem, like my feelings of loneliness and concern were an attack on her. I started to doubt myself, to wonder if I was just being insecure. The breaking point came on our anniversary. I'd planned a special dinner, hoping to reconnect, to find that spark again. She was late. When she finally walked in, she barely looked at the meal I had prepared. She was glued to her phone again, a quick sorry work thing thrown my way. Later that night, while she was sleeping, her phone buzzed on the nightstand. I know I shouldn't have, but a gut feeling I couldn't ignore made me look. The screen lit up with a message from Alex. "Thinking of you. Wish you were here instead." And then I saw the message history. It wasn't just work stuff. It was a novel of inside jokes, shared secrets, and declarations of affection. He understood her in a way she claimed I no longer did. They talked about their dreams, their fears, things she hadn't shared with me in years. It was emotional cheating, a betrayal that cut deeper than any physical act ever could. She had given him the part of her that was supposed to be mine. The next morning, I confronted her. There were no more excuses, no more deflections. The truth was laid bare between us. She cried, saying she never meant for it to happen. She felt lost, and Alex just listened, but her words felt hollow. She had already left me long before I ever read those texts. She had chosen to build a new connection, a secret world where I didn't exist. Instead of trying to repair the world we had built together, we tried counseling, but her heart wasn't in it. She had already emotionally checked out of our marriage. The hardest part wasn't the anger, it was the grief. I was mourning the loss of the woman I loved, the future I thought we had. Realizing that the person you've built your entire life with has been living a separate emotional life is a unique and devastating kind of pain. We were growing, yes, but we were growing apart, and I was the last one to know. It's a hard lesson that love and history aren't always enough to keep two people together. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've been through something similar, remember you're not alone. Don't forget to follow for more stories like this.